do a brief match analysis of Liverpool Football Club. We are going to understand how Jurgen Klopp is likely to set up his midfield next season. This comes as a result of Liverpool carrying out numerous transfers within their midfield. The first transfer is the signing of Dominic from RB Leipzig, and this is one of the best attacking midfielder in the Bundesliga, as well as the signing of Mac Alister. Before we continue with our video, like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. So, previously under Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool's midfield was known as one of the most aggressive midfields in England and Europe. This is because Liverpool did not depend on attacking midfielders rather than energetic midfielders who would counter-press and win the ball effectively by setting pressing traps in midfield to kickstart counter-attacks for the lethal front three of Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. This is something that Gini Wijnaldum and Henderson perfected well as the two floating eights just ahead of Fabinho. This saw Liverpool win all trophies that a club can win, including the Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and many more trophies. However, this formation has not been quite the best after the departure of key players in midfield. This midfield enabled Liverpool fullbacks in Trent and Robertson to push forward, even though this left gaps in the defense. This is because the midfield was so tight and was able to retrieve these balls, preventing opponents from latching in these wide areas. The presence of Fabinho as a holding midfielder who could drop in between the centre-backs enabled Virgil and Matip to cover these wide areas quite effectively. This was aided by the industrious work of Gini Wijnaldum and Henderson in midfield. However, the departure of key players such as Sadio Mane and Gini Wijnaldum left Liverpool's midfield quite light and also affected their pressing. This resulted in Liverpool having a disastrous last season because their midfield was not quite effective in winning the ball in midfield. Therefore, a lot of opponents were able to counter Liverpool since Fabinho was also not keen to dropping back to cover for the surging runs of Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. This gave a lot of problems to Jurgen Klopp, seeing Liverpool close to mid-table during sometimes last season, and also made Liverpool fail to finish in the top 4 last season. Therefore, Klopp reinvented himself by coming up with a formation whereby he would tack Robertson as a third centre-back while Trent will invert and play as a midfielder. This brought some kind of success to Liverpool, but though Trent was not keen in progressing the ball forward in this position, but his excellent passing range opened up the field for the likes of Salah, Gakpo and Jota to make runs beyond the opposition defense line. Another problem with this tactic is that the wide areas were left under covered, and therefore Liverpool forwards were not keen to receive the ball behind the goal, and therefore when they tried to do 1-2s to link up, this left Liverpool losing the ball. Therefore, Klopp had tasked his midfielders in Henderson and Curtis Jones to spread quite wide to receive the ball near the touchline to enable Salah to remain in his more attacking kind of role. But this was countered by the opposition playing two midfielders who were able to shift from their midfield position to track the runs of Jordan Henderson and Jota. This left Liverpool quite vulnerable in the wide areas since the opposition were always outnumbering Liverpool whichever way, and the position of Trent and Robertson limited their attacking strengths, creating tactical problems for Jurgen Klopp. This aided by some teams deciding to sit back in deep 4-4-2 blocks, limiting these passing channels in the wide areas, forcing Jones and Henderson to start quite narrow. This created all sorts of issues for Liverpool Football Club. Now, the signing of Mac Alister and Dominic from RB Leipzig portends a new tactical system for Liverpool, where they have two midfielders who are able to surge in the half spaces and attack. But this will make Salah and Diaz to play quite wide to create spaces for them in midfield. But this is not akin to their gameplay. Therefore, they are more likely to drift inside and play close in between the fullbacks and the centre-backs, with Mac Alister and Dominic being tasked to spread wide to give the team width. This might pose a challenge to Jurgen Klopp, since now his midfield will be underloaded. Therefore, Klopp would like to have these two creative players in midfield, but as well, this might result in Salah and Diaz playing quite narrow. So, Klopp might decide to start Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold wide, with Mac Alister and Dominic playing in the Henderson and Fabinho role. The benefit of this is that both are excellent pressers of the ball, and this also gives Liverpool's fullbacks a chance to play in their favorite wide positions, enabling them to contribute effectively in attack. And also the two midfielders can thread through balls for the runs of Salah and Jota. So Dominic can also attempt shots while Salah drifts wide. From the stats that we see here, we can clearly see how both players are good in the attacking phase. However, defensively, they are good at pressing the opponents from the front and denying opposition from progressing with the ball forward. The problem is Dominic is not quite where good defensively out of possession, and this is a tactical problem that Liverpool might face in their right-hand channel. So Liverpool will like to continue to press high, the way Klopp likes to press, with ensuring they outnumber the opponents in midfield. This might be enabled by setting pressing traps in midfield, where both midfielders are capable in springing out and winning the ball to kickstart counter-attacks. And this is something that Klopp really missed in his team last season, and it's something that he can get with this midfield that he has generated this season. Once the opponents manage to bypass this first line of pressure, there is where the problems will come for Liverpool. And this is because Dominic is not quite tactically flexible and intelligent to cover runners and prevent the opposition from breaking them down the midfield. Therefore, Trent will always be overloaded down the right-hand channel. This is a problem that Jurgen Klopp is likely to face at Liverpool, and therefore he is supposed to come up with means and ways to stop Liverpool from leaking goals through this kind of system. Klopp would like to bring his team back in challenging Manchester City for the Premier League title. However, we'd like to see what Klopp has set forth for his midfield next season, and we'll be here to analyze it and give you first-hand information on how this will pan out. If you've stayed with